Hello and welcome to Magatora 96, and today we're going to talk about Classroom of the Elite. Today's topic will be two teachers who, looking from the outside, couldn't be more different. With one being a cold, sadistic bitch who doesn't care about her students, with the other one being a friendly teacher with a close relationship with her students. However, in reality it is best to avoid either of them if possible, as they are just a handful. I'm of course talking about Sae Chabashira and Chie Hoshinomiya. But before we start, here's the spoiler warning, as I'll be spoiling a lot of things in this video, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I would highly recommend that you go and read the light novel, as it is an enjoyable read. For everyone else, let's start with who Sae is. Sae Chabashira is a Japanese history teacher and assigned homeroom teacher of Class D. She's also handling the same section of the second year arc. As a teacher, she's very serious about her job. This was shown when she still made the effort to teach her class, although most of them were not paying attention to her lessons. She follows the school rules to the letter, which is shown when she bluntly told Ken Sudo that he will be expelled from the school for failing the test. She isn't attached to her class and only does the bare minimum in aiding them in their endeavors. She prefers to let them fend for themselves and wouldn't go out of her way to assist them even if they requested her assistance. Be that said, a few students have caught her eye and made her job more fun than it otherwise would have been. She has a subtle sadistic tendencies and sometimes shows them in public, such as when she called her students disappointing after informing them that they wouldn't receive any points after they foolishly blew through them in a month and took joy in their anguish and perplexed expressions. She also demanded a large sum of points from Kiyotaka as a part of his deal to prevent Ken from being expelled. She did this because she knew that he didn't have the amount to pay for such a thing and was curious to see what he would do next. Despite her sadistic tendencies, she has shown some leniency towards the class as well. She gave subtle hints as to why she wasn't punishing students who were either sleeping or playing on their phones, but none of them realized that each of their blatant disregard to the rules were being captured. She was also willing to resign Ken's explosion after Kiyotaka and Suzuna upheld their end of the bargain to halt their classmates' fate, showing that she is at least honorable to her words. She seems to have taken an interest in Suzuna and Kiyotaka, as their selfless deed was something she had never seen at the school and wasn't expecting such an outcome from a class she deemed worthless. She appears to recognize the depths of Kiyotaka's intelligence and figure out that he was hiding his talents on purpose, as he wouldn't be in the lowest ranking class if he was that amazing. She tried blackmailing him to reach Class A after his father requested he be expelled, but he refused to succumb to her fright. She is shown to approach most things indifferently, as shown when she was unfazed by his grabbing her by the collar after she ordered him to reach for Class 1A, not punishing him after the ordeal either. She was also amused by Kiyotaka's refusal to comply with her and his father's wishes to advance, even though she previously threatened to expel him. According to herself, she has lived a life full of regrets, implying that there were some terrible events that transpired some time ago. She has been seen smoking cigarettes even by herself, using it as a self-medicine to reduce her stress. She does give praises when praises is due, such as when Kiyotaka played a perfect mellifluous piece on the piano, which she admits that even when given a lifetime, she wouldn't be able to copy it, such a breathtaking feat that he did so effortlessly. As for her past, some years ago, Sae attended the Advanced Nutrition High School and was formerly a student of Class D. She attended school with Chie Hoshinomiya, the current classroom teacher of Class B. The two have sustained an ambiguous relationship and sees each other as friends, despite their obvious juxtaposed personalities and demeanors. After her graduation, it is unknown as to what she did, but according to herself, she lived a life full of regrets before becoming a teacher at her old high school. As for her relationship with Kiyotaka, he is one of the few students she interacts with. Their first interaction was when he asked her about equality and she seemed intrigued that someone so young had asked her. Upon hearing her answer, he requested that she halted Ken's explosion and offers her his points, having learned it was within the school rules. As she muses at his offer, she states she would have accepted if he offered a larger number of points that he couldn't afford. Where Susan stepped in and offered points as well. This caused her to become interested in them. Accepting their offer, she tells the two not to disappoint her as they did something nobody in the history of Class D ever did. It is shown Sae is fully aware of Kiyotaka's capabilities, and she brought up the issue in a conversation with Suzune of how someone with his great insight was placed in Class D, the lowest class in the school instead of the highest ranking ones. She considers him to be the most defective in the class, as well the other students have standard flaws. His flaw is that he is hiding his amazing talents for some reason. This further evidence in the manga, where she is seen picking at him to reveal the reason for his exact same score and wondering why he hides his capabilities. On the school cruise, she talks to him and informs him there was an unknown man who said to expel him. She promised to protect him, but only if he will to start working to reach Class 1A, but he refuses to comply as she promised that he will be expelled, which caused him to grab her by the collar and warn her not to manipulate him. Sae was unfazed but amused by this change in character, as she had never seen him lose his composure. It is currently unknown why she wants him to advance to Class A when he has no intention of trying to reach the class. Her reason might be because she feels he is wasting his talents in a low class and feels he is better suited for the upper classes. After the survival test, she summons him to the theater where she commands him to win his victory over the other classes and reveals that it was his father who made the request to expel him. Once again, he refuses her offer to go to Class A, which Sae doesn't protest or threaten him, unlike last time. Instead, she simply reveals her knowledge of his past after he states he won't do anything for her without proof. She then asks him what he plans to do now, to which he vaguely answers as she smiles in amusement. In the light novels, she is fully aware of his talents and tries to blackmail him to advance to A class. In Volume 7, after meeting with the school's chairman, Kiyotaka discovered Sae had never contacted his father and she was only told by the chairman that he is a special student. He noted that his teacher deceived him and pointed out to her that she both lied to him and the chairman. Kiyotaka realized neither Sae nor his father have any true leverage to use in order to expel him from the school. With that, he abandoned trying to advance to A class since he had no reason to do, while Sae was disappointed in his choice as she believed he was wasting his talents, but her protests were ignored. Nevertheless, it appears she came to terms with it or has another method to get him to advance. Moving on to Chie. Chie Hoshinomiya is the homeroom teacher of Class 1B. She is a friendly class teacher who also likes drinking, as she often appears in school with a hangover. In spite of her quirks, she appears to be insightful as she recognizes the potential students from Class 1D who could advance, such as Kiyotaka, who she never met, anime only, may present a problem for her class based on what Ichinoze told her about him. She has an eye for talent, as she has been keeping a close eye on Kiyotaka and knows that he is hiding his true capabilities. She is also not afraid of saying her discontent openly and complains that her class situation and their leader is following the expectation standard and admits that they aren't capable of reaching Class A. In the manga, she also assumed him to be popular in his class due to his good looks. In the light novel, it is revealed that she has a flirty personality, like being the type of woman who breaks up when the relationship gets too deep. This disposition is more highlighted when she tried to flirt and tease Kiyotaka by telling him that she would have fallen for him if he had been in her class. She has a realistic outlook on life and isn't afraid to voice out her discontent to others. She expresses her disappointment and dissatisfaction with the state of her class and admitted to other teachers that she has no hope in them to reach Class A. Thus, she said she has given up, but made it clear to Sae that she won't allow her class to reach Class A, due to her personal vendetta she held since they were in school, much to the latter's annoyance. As for her past, some time ago Chie was attending the Advanced Mutual High School, and in that time she became friends with Sae. Speaking of their relationship, Chie claimed that she and Sae are friends back when they were students at their old school, where she may have been exaggerating as Sae denies they were ever close and even reprimands Chie for her intimate interaction and repeated flirtatious action towards Kiyotaka. However, she disregards this and continues to do it, much to her annoyance. In second year, volume 4.5, it was said that she still holds a vendetta against her for an incident that happened during their school life. She resolved herself to not allow Sae's class to reach class A after she personally gave up on her class abilities to accomplish that feat. As to her relationship with Kiyotaka, despite not having any interaction in the anime, it appears that Chie has suspicious about his intelligence. That was seen in a talk with Hoshinomiya, where she recognizes him as a person from class D to watch out for the most. In the light novel, they had a unique type of relationship where she was shown to tease and flirt with him despite being a teacher. Kiyotaka, however, was shown to be a little put off by her antics and eccentric nature. During volume 11, she got to see a bit of Kainokoji's ability. She was surprised that he had kept it hidden until then, but told him that she won't reveal it to anyone. She tells him that she doesn't dislike kids like him, but if he became her enemy, she will hate him the most. She praises his mathematical skills, physical abilities and looks, indicating that she has taken a strong interest in him. With this, I covered everything that I wanted to cover on Sae and Chie. And that will be all for this video. If you like this video, leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments below or subscribe to the channel for more manga reviews and One Piece content. And until next time, take care.